Hi there, and welcome to the Cult of Cinema. My name is Aaron, and happy Valentine's Day. So, for today on the Cult of Cinema, we have a tale of love and lust. We're going to look at Straight Into Morning and Lust for a Vampire, 1971 and 1972, respectively, today in the Cult of Cinema. Lust for a Vampire, done in 1971 and directed by Jimmy Sangster, starred Utz Steinsgard in a role that was initially meant for Ingrid Pitt. It also starred Ralph Bates in a role that initially was probably going to go to Peter Cushing. And then there was Mike Raven in a role that was meant for Christopher Lee. So much so that Lee's eyes are used in the film. See, the Karnstein trilogy is that. It's a trilogy, starting with The Excellent Vampire Lovers, following up with Lust for a Vampire, and then ending with Twins of Evil. It's one of Hammer's more popular latter films. One that I used to watch a lot, and to be honest, this is when they started to get a little bit more sexier. Vampire Lovers with Ingrid Pitt obviously does so, and Lust for a Vampire tries to take it a step or two further. Now, unfortunately, the actors that were initially supposed to be in those roles obviously weren't. But is that really unfortunate? Ralph Bates has always been one of my favorite Hammer actors. Anytime he's given a role, and it's sometimes to take over from Peter Cushing. Look at his take on Dr. Frankenstein, which is, by the way, absolutely brilliant. To just see how well he can do with this. Utz Steinsgard's probably known for this and Zeta One, I guess, but Mike Raven was a radio DJ, and he had a very good look for Christopher Lee type of character. He even was reportedly into the occult and had a bunch of books on it. He just didn't have the presence that Christopher Lee had, and it does show in the film. The film cinematographer was David Muir, who would go on to do And Now for Something Completely Different by Monty Python. To say that that would give it a unique look is a bit of an understatement. You see, Lust for a Vampire actually is a really good looking film. The cast is attractive. It's extremely well done, and it works sometimes, I think, in spite of itself. What hampers Lust, unfortunately, is, again, Raven isn't exactly the most commanding presence, and the script isn't as solid as the film that preceded it and the film that followed it. Vampire Lovers is often considered to be one of the Hammer later day classics. Twins of Evil is hands down just truly one of the greats that they did. Lust is that one between. Also, as beautiful as the lead actress is, she isn't quite Ingrid Pitt, and that does make a glaring difference when it comes to the film. She is gorgeous, but the presence overall for the film just isn't there. So in 1972, Hammer did something kind of revolutionary. You see, it moved away from the Gothics, away from even like the regular suspense stuff that they'd done in their early years and made Straight Into Morning. Straight Into Morning, directed by Peter Collinson, starred Shane Bryant, the absolutely fantastic Rita Tushingham, the beautiful Katya Wyeth, and the cinematography was done by the same guy that brought us Badlands. And it's really, really obvious. It would actually only be a year later that Brian Probin would go on to shoot Badlands in 1973. And if you look at the cinematography in Badlands and the cinematography in Straight Into Morning, both are absolutely gorgeous and take full advantage of the area that they're done in. Straight Into Morning is one of my all-time favorite Hammer films and one of the very first that I ever saw. It definitely deals with some of the more darker aspects of love, relationships, obsession. Shane Bryant plays a guy by the name of Peter, and he meets a girl that he decides he's going to call Wendy. And they have a dog, Tinker. So we have that overarching Peter Pan narrative that's not too subtle and kind of on the nose, but where this goes isn't so on the nose. It is a uniquely different love story set in 1972 London. So the mod swinging era of London. It's a gorgeous time that's supplemented by gorgeous cinematography. The cast right across the board are markedly improved from what we've seen in Lust for a Vampire. Gothics by 1971, although still fantastic, were kind of starting to play themselves out with Hammer, and this newer era of Hammer should have been what kept it going for years to come. Unfortunately, that would not be the way that it would go. Hammer tried some big things and some big swings. Some are misses, some are hits, some, like Captain Kronos, would be hit nowadays that wasn't back then. But tonight we're talking about these two films for Valentine's Day: The Lust and the Love. Straight Into Morning and Lust for a Vampire. Now, I enjoy both of these films, or they wouldn't be in my collection. I don't normally buy things that I don't like to watch and that I'm going to watch just once. You could say you could buy this one if you just want the Karnstein trilogy and you wanted to like get them all, but that's not how I roll, especially not anymore. If I'm putting something in my collection and it's taking up valuable real estate, it's because it's a movie I like. And despite the flaws that are in this film, I absolutely adore Ralph Bates' portrayal in this movie. I think that she is stunningly gorgeous, and although she is not Ingrid Pitt, she definitely does the best with the script that she is given. It was written by Tudor Gates, and I wouldn't say it's his strongest work, but I really do enjoy Lust for a Vampire, and I think it's a lot of fun, and people malign it way too often. However, this is one of my childhood favorites. I think that Rita Tushingham is such an underrated actress. She is so great in this, as is Shane Bryant. When it comes to Love and Lust, when it comes from 1971 to 1972, Hammer has grown. Hammer has grown a lot and done some uniquely different things. I adore both of these films for very different reasons. I adore both of these films for completely different reasons. See, the biggest standout for me when it comes to Straight Into Morning over Lust for a Vampire is Straight Into Morning deals with subverting what you would expect. And Lust is a film that wants to play into previous expectations. I think that what makes Straight Into Morning such a strong film and has made it garner such a great cult following over the years is the fact of that subversion, of the fact that it does something different than you expect, that it takes you into those places. And the gorgeous cinematography doesn't hurt either. That being said, there's a lot of fun to be had with Lust for a Vampire, and it is one that I do recommend. You have to go knowing that Mike Raven is not going to be Christopher Lee, but Sternsgaard is not going to be Ingrid Pitt. They're going to be the people that they are, and they're going to do the job that they do. And for me, it's entertaining. And anything that adds Ralph Bates into the mix is extra entertaining. So have a happy Valentine's Day, and we'll see you next time here on the Cult of Cinema. And let me know, what are your favorite love and lust horror films? Particularly if you're a Hammer fan. Let me know down below your thoughts on Lust for Vampire, and your thoughts on Straight Into Morning. And if you think there's others that could fit into this category just as easily, or maybe replace them. My name's Aaron. Be sure to like, share, subscribe. If you want to join our Patreon, you can do that. There'll be a link down below. And as always, enjoy and watch a horror movie with your loved one. See you soon.